Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roy's Tie-Dye Sci-Fi Corner. This is episode number 285, and we are discussing and honoring actor Gil Gerard this evening as a tribute to him. With me tonight for this special episode as we kick off 2026 is my friend, my co-host, the one and only... Mr. Ross Amico.
It's been so long, I can understand how you may have forgotten. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ross.
All right, so we're 11 days in. What did I miss? Anything going on this year?
How the heck is it January 11th? It is actually 011126. What? Anyway.
So have you already abandoned your New Year's resolutions?
Did
you formulate your New Year's resolution? It's only the 11th of the month, so you haven't even formulated them yet.
Well, you know what's really funny when you're saying that, because what is the one thing that everybody does? Everybody, I mean, at least at one point in their life, that they say that they're going to do at the beginning of the year. And this business actually, as a result of this resolution, I'll say, spikes. And then what happens is it steadily has a downward spiral. Any ideas?
Is it quitting drinking?
No, that's not actually what I was thinking of.
Oh. Dieting? Exercise?
Exercise, yeah. Going to the gym.
Yeah.
Historically, gyms will actually really spike for that first month in January because everybody's like, oh my God, yeah, I've got this. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Needless to say, I was supposed to go to the gym last Monday. Okay. And I actually rescheduled for this Monday. So I am actually, but I actually had started in December to go because as you know, I'm trying to get, to the next level. I've been very good with I have to say, I have been really good with that. In fact, I was down in your old stomping grounds, Ross. I was down at the Palmer Park Mall today,
Oh,
in fact.
there you go.
I did my 2-mile loop.
Oh,
And the Easton Chess Club, I'll give them a shout out. They were there, and I was going to stop and play chess, but I didn't do it today. So I actually did that last Sunday. I got my butt kicked too, but it was fun nevertheless.
I'm proud of you for getting out there.
Yeah,
getting my there. I'm easing into it.
Yeah, but no, it's good. Have you been working out? Have you been doing the Superman thing? And
I'm easing into it. I got to get checked out first. It's been so long since I've done any kind of activity.
Oh, okay.
And anyway, it lasts a couple of weeks, couple of months, and then I have to go to physical therapy anyway. So
now, is that physical therapy as a result of doing the working out, or
yes. There's always an injury.
Yeah. We're having just too much fun. Yeah, that's why I like doing the walking, the cardio. But the personal trainer that I get to meet with twice, and I've already met with him once, is essentially telling me that I have to, build up the upper body and, slowly. He's not doing anything crazy, which is, but he said that's important. So,
yeah. Anyway. I always try to avoid using the core. It hurts.
It hurts.
It's sore.
As in the nuclear core, Ross. Oh, anyway.
I'll talk about that a little later in relation to Buck Rogers.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube just pretty much just
shut you down for that.
Yeah, but it wasn't for a violation of the copyright. If anything, it was anything but that. It was just a violation of sounding so bad at attempting to mimic the sound with my humming. But anyway, I want to say hi to the folks that are out there. Hey, I see Chris is out there. Chris, welcome to the show. And Chris is out there first tonight. Happy New Year to you, Chris. Thanks for being out there. And Lou is out there also saying good evening to us. And welcome, Lou. Good to see you out there. And Randy is also out there. Randy, welcome. Randy saying my resolution, more 70s sci-fi. Yes. There you go.
How's he going to fit anymore?
We're all on board with
that. Only 365 days, Randy.
Make it so. Sherry's saying, hi, guys. Do not make any resolutions. Did not make any resolutions. Losing weight. Okay. Yeah.
Not jinxing it.
No, not jinxing it. Thanks for sharing, hon. And Don is out there. Don is joining us. He's joining us from Delaware. Hey, Don.
Hello.
And thanks, Chris. Yeah, and Happy New Year to everybody. And let's hope 2026 is going to be a good one. I
can't imagine what could go wrong.
Well, there's so.
I'm loving it so far. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so many anniversaries coming up, and then and actually we have our 60th anniversary, right, Ross?
Hey, you. Knock it off. You mean since we started the show?
No, actually there's a 0 missing from that. That's actually going to be the sixth year anniversary is coming up on April 3rd for the first year. Oh. Yeah, which is crazy, but no. 60 being on this planet is what I should say.
6, 7. Yeah.
Hey, John, he's saying BDB. Thanks for joining us, John. So we're going to be talking about Gil's career, and he did a lot of stuff. I mean, he really did. And so many people have passed over have been passing, and I'm very sad to say that he passed last month. I really wanted to have him on the show too, and I had even been talking to Lou about that probably about over a year ago. It came up in conversation, and it just a lot of things going on. Obviously, it just never happened. So, but Oh, Sherry's saying losing weight was my guess.
Oh,
Yep, you're right, hon. Oh, it looks like you have a guest with you, Ross.
I do. This is Pepper.
Hi, Pepper.
Pepper's the only cat that likes to be held,
Aw, Pepper's cute. Hi, Pepper.
at least here. Yeah.
No, he's cute.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to call him Pazuzu, but Pepper was the more socially acceptable name, I think.
Yeah. Well, everything happens for a reason, Ross.
Yeah.
Randy saying Gil Gerard made a jumpsuit in 25th century disco confidence look awesome. Yeah, we'll talk about some of that stuff too. Now, before I get until we hit our main topic, which is obviously Gil Gerard, I did want to share something. Now, as many of you know, unfortunately, and I'm going to be putting this out as a post, but since you're here, the folks that are here, the millions of viewers that we have right now that are tuning in, thought I would share this. So we have, unfortunately, some episodes that are considered lost. Unfortunately, they were deleted from Facebook as a result of their new protocol. Now, it is my hope that those episodes are not deleted. And the new protocol essentially is that anything that's recorded after, like a live video, is being deleted after 30 days. And unfortunately, anything that took place prior to that, as in 2024 and prior to that, also was deleted. And with that said, many of the episodes of this show have been deleted. And ironically enough, Ross and I had done a very special interview with Gerald Fried, the composer Gerald Fried, who Star Trek fans remember back from the day. He did many episodes, Shore Leave being one of them, Paradise Syndrome being another. And we actually, ironically enough, interviewed him 5 years ago on this date, on this day, and it was Sunday, January 11th. And sadly, Gerald Fried has passed away. So anyway, I'm putting it out there just to ask the viewers, you guys, and anybody else that may have tuned in, that is, if there is a chance that you had downloaded the episode for whatever reason, if you did, whether it be audio only or if you happen to do the video and audio, if you do have it, if you would be kind enough to share and be kind enough just to send me a copy of it, because we want to add it back into the archives. So I do have to say that thank you, huge thanks, and I will be making more of an announcement about this, but Captain Phil Merkel, who's a friend of the show, who's been on, actually had many episodes that he had downloaded, which was the audio only. So as a result of that, the interview with director Ralph Sinensky, and sadly Ralph passed away last year. That episode was from 5 years ago. He actually had a copy of that. He had a copy of Michael Dante, the audio from that. He also had a copy of the audio from David Frankham's first appearance on the show. So I have a copy of that. Also, Carl Held, who was in Star Trek as well as Space 1999, The Outer Limits. Yasuko Nagazumi, Nick Tate, Sandra's, also Sandra Gimple. So anyway, thank you, Captain Phil, for having the audios. But again, I'm just kind of reaching out, just asking if anybody else may, by chance, have downloaded those, because if you have them, that would be great. So, and again, I will be posting about this, but just want to put that out there.
And I noticed the photo was from when you plucked me from the 20th century. When I emerged from the space shuttle.
Ross's COVID beard, as he likes to call it.
Good Lord. At a distance of 5 years, that's kind of horrifying.
I'm waiting for you to pull off the Mission Impossible mask, Ross.
Yeah. From when I was a Civil War general.
Oddly enough, though, that episode was actually lost, but I got it in the back. The backup for Zoom actually worked, and that's the part of the problem. We lost about over 100 episodes. 50 of them, I actually, out of those 100, about 50 of them were preserved in the Zoom backup. Unfortunately, the other 50 Zoom backup failed, so it's very frustrating. But we do have that episode.
Which episode?
Where you shaved your beard.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Well, good.
So that was preserved.
Well, my computer crashed last year. Eventually, we'll get to Buck Rogers, I guess. But my computer died last year, and I lost a lot of stuff. But I was able to reconstruct most of it through things like the file sharing things that I've sent out. It turned out that they were still in the audio, and I was able to recover a lot of my radio shows. In fact, all of them. The scripts and stuff. I don't know. I had to reconstruct certain things. I don't have some of the writing, but I was fortunate.
Yeah.
And so going through some of the back doorways that you're exploring,
it's so painful. And I'm really, really hoping that maybe Facebook will come through. I mean, it is a long process, and I get it. And I don't even have a problem with it being a long process, but it's just that I don't want that to be lost, because there's so much great material, so many great things that we did with the show, and it just would be a shame. But especially when it comes to some of these interviews with folks that have actually passed on now too, it's just so painful. So again, if anybody out there has them, if you happened to download them, if you have a link, it's not going to work because the links are broken. Unfortunately, it's so frustrating. So if anyone tries the links, it's not going to work, and it would actually have to be a download. The show is now preserved on Facebook as well as YouTube, and then also I'm backing them up onto individual copies that I saved to the hard drive. But it's just that the copies that were originally being backed up failed, and I didn't realize that they did. So anyway, we spent enough time on that. I want to thank everybody just for your patience and checking, and it's much appreciated. Getting back to the comments, Randy is saying, wait, that's Ross? Yeah, that was Ross. And Sherry said, hi, Pepper. He's adorable.
Thank you, Sherry.
And May is out there joining us from Canada. Welcome, May. She's saying hi to everybody and Happy New Year. Chris is saying Gerald Fried also composed the music for Stanley Kubrick's Paths of Glory. He talked about that, Chris. Yes, you're absolutely right. And he talked about his friendship with Stanley Kubrick, because they actually had grew up together, if I remember correctly. Right, Ross?
Yeah, they went to the same school. Yeah.
And then Chris is also saying he also composed the music for Soylent Green. Yeah, you're going to actually hit a nerve with Sherry on that, because that was another one of those episodes that got actually lost. We did, in fact, Sherry's first episode was our discussion of Soylent Green, and it was over 5 years ago. And yeah, we'll actually have to do that again. That's all. We'll revisit it. And Randy's saying, did you also save on YouTube? They are saved on YouTube for the last 3 years, Randy. It's just that the problem is the episodes from 2020, 2021, and 2022 were not. And for all intents and purposes, I have 2022s through the backups and also part of YouTube. But for 2020 and 2021, for 2020, I've got the first 25 episodes. After that, there's about 55 episodes that did not that were deleted, and I don't have backups for. And then there's another 55 after that were also deleted, but I do have the backups. So anyway, thanks for asking. But that's that. But getting to Gil Gerard, pretty interesting. Did you know he was a chemist, Ross?
I did not. No, I looked at his bio, but I didn't know before. Yeah.
I remember back in the day when he was, now obviously I knew Gil Gerard. I mean, when I say knew him from television, I knew him because of Buck Rogers. And he was doing different interviews. And what stuck in my mind is in one of those interviews, or a couple of the interviews that I had seen with him back in probably like 1980, 1981, when he was talking about the second series of Buck Rogers, he talked about how he got involved in acting. And one of the things that he mentioned was that he was an industrial chemist, and he pretty much had a good career with that, but he had been bitten by the acting bug. What did I say, bug? I saw Jeff Rubel pop up. He said, "What's shaking, Bucks?" Hey, Jeff. Jeff is joining us from Utah. Welcome. Yeah, we're just getting into the beginnings of Gil Gerard. Good to see you out there, Jeff, and Happy New Year.
It's always safe to tune in 20 minutes late.
What are you saying, Ross?
We have all our pleasantries at the beginning and digressions. Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, and I want to say hi to, I see Marianne is out there. Marianne, welcome. Thank you for joining the show and tuning in. So anyway, he went to New York and he wanted to make a go of it. And from my understanding, he went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy for 2 semesters. And he did that in 1969. And what he was essentially doing was he was working as a cab driver at night to try to pay for everything. And then during the day, I guess he was going on, he was doing the schooling, and then he was doing the auditions. And one of his, I guess, passengers for his taxi route actually, I guess, was a casting agent, and I don't know who it was, but essentially said that they were casting in New York City for Love Story. And he, gave Gil the information, and Gil showed up, and it was for extra work. And as a result of that, not only was he picked, but he was given, I think, a scene or maybe some small dialogue to be in. Sadly, it wound up on the cutting room floor, but that was kind of where things started for him, which is kind of cool. And it's it's the luck of the draw, really.
Yeah, it's a time-honored tradition to be a cab driver while you're doing that kind of thing. Hoping to be discovered. You always hope for that casting director that's going to get in the cab.
Yeah,
give you his card. Yeah, yeah.
You never know. So essentially, that's where things began, and that was. And for the folks out there who remember Love Story, that was with Ryan O'Neal and Ally McGraw. That's crazy to think that movie's like a 55-year-old movie.
It's never having to say you're sorry, Roy. It is crazy. Yeah.
Randy just commented. He said, "It was my birthday weekend, and my only request from my family was simple: sit with me and watch Dragon's Domain episode of Space 1999."
When was that? This past weekend, or?
Well, yeah. When was that, Randy?
It was probably he probably remarked somewhere in relation to what we were talking about. But as usual, we don't find it until hours later, and then throw it up randomly on the screen.
Oh, and Chris, actually, in regards to that, Chris said there was another comment that he said this year will be the 50th anniversary of Logan's Run. Yeah. Now that's going to be the movie, Chris, and the television series came out in 77. Randy, happy belated birthday! I'm sorry I missed that. So
happy belated.
Yeah, very nice.
Was it January? What is it? 10th?
Yeah, January 10th.
Okay.
Very cool. Hope you had a great day. Hey, Dragon's Domain to watch on your birthday. Good choice, Randy. Good choice. So anyway, with that said, I thought it was kind of interesting too that Gil did it said he did over 400 commercials, and he did it for a period between like the early 1970s.
Yeah, isn't it funny to go back? I mean, maybe some people, who are more perceptive than I am would have seen him on Buck Rogers and said, "Oh, that's the Razor guy," or "That's whatever." But when you go back and you see these things later, it's funny to you go back and watch a movie and say, "Oh my God, I didn't know Gil Gerard was in that. I didn't know who he was at that point."
Right.
And then he's in an airport movie, with Christopher Lee and Darren McGavin. Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go.
No. Yeah.
He must have had the look.
Yeah, and I lost your Ross. Hold on a second.
Good. Good night, everybody. Or I can do what you do and say, hang on, Ray, I got to go do something.
Is my screen still sharing, Ross?
I can see you.
You can see me? That's good. I can't see you. I can't see you. Where are you, Ross?
Me. I wonder if you can hear me though, right?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if anybody else can see or hear me.
I can hear. I can see it now.
Right.
Jeff said, I remember Gil from a small part he had in one of the airport movies. Yeah. And actually, that was Airport 77.
Is that the one on the Bermuda Triangle or whatever? Is that the one that's underwater? Which one was that?
Yes. I think that's the one that's underwater. Yes. And his love interest in that movie was Lee Grant.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was going to say Lee Remick, but now I think it was Lee Grant.
I have to say, I haven't really been watching the airport movies.
I used to enjoy them airport movies. I thought
Well, I saw them back in the day, but I haven't gone back and watched a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're fun to joke about, though. Yeah.
No, they are. They are.
Yeah. I mean, the first one is a real movie. You know, it's crazy. With
it was just the airport.
Yeah, with Van Johnson, Van
Williams.
Van Cleef, Van Heflin plays the Mad Bomber. Yeah, if I'm thinking of the right movie, and of course Heston was in that one, wasn't he? Or that's the second one that Heston was in. He was in the second one.
Heston was definitely in it.
Yeah, that's when it became a disaster. Where the focus was on the disaster rather than the soap opera, the drama between the characters. Yeah. Well, I mean, there was still a disaster movie, but
yeah.
Are you there? You're there.
Yeah. Can you
Don't leave me here, Roy.
No, I'm here. I'm trying to.
I got nothing to say.
Can you see me? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just dealing with some tech issues.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So what I'm going to try to do is, I don't know if this is going to work, but just to give you an idea, I'm probably not going to do the audio. We'll do the, like I said, I don't know if this is going to work. Let's see. Because the audio is not.
You don't think the bots are going to rip us off, tear us down if you put something up here, a video?
Yeah, no, because it'll be the audio. But here's the commercial he did.
Oh. And he's got the vents in the back there on the side, in the arms. Oh man. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah.
You remember those commercials, Ross?
Yeah, I don't remember the commercials. I remember the cars. Yep.
Could you hear the audio when I was playing that?
I couldn't.
Okay, good. That's good. Curious. I thought I would just share that with some of the viewers. And actually, this one will probably crack you up too. Here's another one. It's fun to look at these commercials and it gives you an idea too, because I mean he did over 400 commercials, and commercials were definitely lucrative. I mean, and this is going back maybe like 30 years ago, if you landed a national commercial, I mean, you could almost, and I think they would run for maybe like 12 weeks or what have you. You're making like almost like $18,000, especially if it was national. This is 30 years ago. And if you think about all the commercials he did, it really can be very, very lucrative. So here's another one. And some folks may remember this, and I'll try sharing it. And let's see.
I'll be right here. There you go.
Gillette Track 2 razor.
Product placement.
Yep. See that?
Yeah. What the hell happened to Gillette razors anyway? The quality went downhill.
Yeah, well.
I'm not here to Gillette. Get a lawsuit.
Ross says product placement, and then he throws them under the bus. You're putting me on notice that I'm mentioning the product, but then what you do is like 60 seconds later you toss the product.
It's anti-product placement.
Ross, I know you're not a pod. Oh my God. That is just too funny. Let's see. Chris is saying yes, he was in Airport 77. Sherry said we can see Ross. Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
Blue was saying the Doomsday Flight was the best airline disaster movie. It was written by Rod Serling. Creepy. Okay, that's maybe what you were referring to. There we go. So anyway, I hope some of the
look that up. I'm not sure I've seen it. Yeah.
I hope they enjoyed that, because that's the extent of sharing the commercials that I have for tonight. But I thought that would be fun to do. So
yeah. Fun idea.
And I hope you enjoyed it, Ross.
What else you got?
Anyway, in regards to now, like I said, he was doing the commercials, but he also, for the soap opera fans out there, back in the 1970s. Now, here's the thing: when it comes to soap operas now, I think there's only a few of them that are left. Most soap operas have been derailed due to, I guess, what is it? The reality shows, if I'm not mistaken. So let me see. I know Sherry likes The Young and the Restless. So The Young and the Restless is still out there. That's one. The other one that I think is still out there is Days of Our Lives, but I could be wrong. I think that's out there. And then my other guest is it The Bold and the Beautiful? So for anybody that watched
Bold and the Beautiful, yeah.
Bold and the Beautiful, or Bold and the Beautiful.
Why am I thinking of The Bad and the Beautiful? I think it's a movie, The Bad and the Beautiful, with Kirk Douglas. But Bold and the Beautiful is the soap opera. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the three I think are still out there, but that's just my guess. Oh my goodness. Jeff Rubel said, after that commercial wrap,
exactly.
Oh boy. Dennis Chevalier, welcome to the show. Dennis joining us from Canada. Good to see you out there. General Hospital is I don't know if General Hospital is still on there. Maybe it is.
I don't know why that tickles me. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? Was that the car with the exploding gas tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get rear-ended, it would explode.
Yeah. Goodness. But anyway, The Doctors was the one that Gil did, and that was in 1973, and he was on for 3 years on that show. And there he is.
Yeah. He's got the collar. He's got it going. Working the collar.
You used to. Did you wear the collar, Ross? I did.
Yeah. I ripped it off Sally Field as the Flying Nun.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to other things, he actually did, if you were a Little House on the Prairie fan, he was in an episode, in 1977 episode called The Handyman. Oh, Sherry's commenting. She said she remembered both of those commercials that we showed. Also, were you a Little House fan, Ross?
If it was on, I watched it. I think on reruns, though. I don't think I ever saw one in prime time.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I mean, I remember the theme, of course, the Jerry Goldsmith theme.
Right.
But, yeah. Oh no! Wait a minute. I'm thinking of the Waltons. No, I don't think I saw Little House. I don't remember. That's old Michael Landon, right?
Yes. Look,
yeah. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
It was not must see TV for me.
No, okay.
But yeah.
Now Sherry's coming through for us. She's saying Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, and then she said Beyond the Gates is a new one. So that's what's out there.
So that's Supernatural.
And Randy's saying that he did most of his stunts. And yes, and of course, Young and the Restless. Okay. Thanks, hon. Thanks for sharing.
I wonder if Gil Gerard, Lee Majors, and Robert Urich got in a fight.
Whoop. I lost you, Ross. So go
Did you
ahead.
draw
What was
me
that?
out on purpose? Did I get
No, that was
censored?
an that was actually an accident. Go
Are you
ahead. What were you
sure?
saying?
Oh, nothing important.
No, I heard you. You started saying about a
I
fight.
said, I wonder if Gil Gerard, Lee Majors, and Robert Urich got in a fight, who would win?
Well, interesting enough, that you're mentioning Lee Majors and also Gil Gerard. They were kind of like the same type
Yeah,
as far as
exactly.
like
I
when
just
they
I
were
just
being
threw Robert
fired.
Urich on, to have a third. But yeah, I always kind of paired the two of them in my head, Lee Majors and
Yeah.
Gil Gerard.
Randy said he stepped away from acting for long stretches and later worked in stocks and trades and business. Yeah, we were talking about that too because he had the business background. Now, there was a 1977 movie. I did not see this, Ross. Did you? It's called Hooch.
No, but it seems like a movie I would have seen. It's
Now,
totally
this was
a movie I would have watched. Yeah,
this is a story that he came up with someone else, but he also starred in it too.
right. It was a moonshine comedy.
Mm-hmm. In the Carolinas, right? Taking place down in the Carolinas.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, did you ever see Thunder Road with Robert Mitchum, where he's
I
the
did not.
moonshiner? Yeah, it's not a comedy, but it's got some funny bits. And he sings. Robert Mitchum sings the title song. It's on TCM every once in a while. Thunder Road.
Oh, interesting. Chris is saying Gil almost replaced Lee Majors in the final season of the $6 Million Man.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Thanks for sharing, Chris. And Randy saying a quote, I was Buck Rogers for 2 years and explaining Buck Rogers for the next 40. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Jeff is saying Hooch looks like Buck before he became an astronaut.
It's a prequel.
That's funny. And then he also did a movie called with Yvette Mimieux called Ransom for Alice.
But not Devil Dog.
But not Devil Dog now.
Yeah.
No. And that was a television movie.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of Yvette Mimieux, I think of The Time Machine.
Devil Dog. Yes, that's right. She was one of the Eloy.
Yeah.
Machine. Yeah.
And that's also another one of the lost episodes, by the way.
And
we covered that. I think that was the 1st of January.
You covered it for New Year's, yeah.
For New Year's, and that was I think we did that in 2021. It was either 2021 or 2022, but I think it was 21, if I remember correctly.
And it starts on New Year's Day, so that's why we picked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In part.
That was fun. So hopefully, again, if anybody has them. Buck Rogers quote, I wasn't frozen for 500 years. I just overslept. Oh, boy. And I have the slide up for Airport 77. Jack Lemmon fans. Yeah. What was interesting, what was pretty cool about the airport movies, though, is they would get all-star cast for that.
Yeah. But they did that for Tentacle, too. You remember about the giant octopus? It was an Italian knockoff of these disaster things. And
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was a big thing in the 70s to do these all-star cast movies. Yeah. Thanks to the disaster. Thanks to
Irwin Allen.
Towering Inferno. Yeah, exactly. Irwin Allen Airport and Towering Inferno and Earthquake. And yeah. Then you got stuff like The Swarm.
Yep. Oh, I hate those movies. The Bees. Killer Bees.
Meteor. Yeah. Which was another one of the movies we did.
Yep. That was one of the first movies that we actually, I do have that, Ross.
It was actually. It might have been the second or third movie we did. Second movie, third.
Yeah, the first one we did was with Star Crash, I think.
Star Crash, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did a good movie in between those two or not, but I do remember so. Meteor was one of the early ones. Yeah.
Yeah, Meteor was definitely one of the earlier ones. He did a Hawaii Five-0, the ninth step with Jack Lord. That was in 77.
Mm-hmm.
And also he did a television movie called The Killing Stone. Now, this was as a result of his appearance on Little House on the Prairie, because Michael Landon was taken with him thinking he did an exceptional job with the character that he played. So Michael Landon wrote and I believe directed this movie, and he had Gil in mind for this. So this is, and I believe that was the last film that he did, and that was a television movie. Then, obviously, the theatrical movie, the release of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, which came out in March of '79. Did you see Buck Rogers in the movie theater?
Yes, and this is where the nuclear reactor comment comes into play, because it was on the very day that they had the threat of the partial meltdown at 3 Mile Island.
Right.
And we were going to the State Theater to see Buck Rogers on that day. And I remember the conversation on the way down. Everybody's like a little nervous about the potential ramifications of this meltdown.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's like you got to live your. I mean, how's it any different than today? It's like when you go to. I feel funny going to a movie today, but it's like, you got to live your life. Yeah. You might come out and the world might be on fire, but enjoy it.
3 Mile Island was such a big deal, and for us, I mean, we were within 100 miles of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was March 28th of 1979. Oh,
so did you see it in the movies or not?
I did not see it in the movies. I knew it was out in March. I think Joe saw it. Your cousin Joe, Joe Metz. I think Joe saw it, and I wanted to see it, but I didn't see it. I saw it when it premiered on NBC. It was on a Thursday night, and it was in September of '79.
Yeah, they edited it for the television broadcast, and had all kinds of inexplicable jumps and added stuff that the footage didn't quite match the movie.
No, it didn't.
Movie footage.
And the really cool credits, the way they did the opening for the movie was different than what they did. Yeah. They edited that extensively, and also, yeah.
Did they keep the vocals in the when it was shown on TV, or did they just do the instrumental theme? Do you remember?
They did the vocals on the end title of the first, and I think of the first the first episode. They did it as a 2-hour premiere, and then what they did was they did a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah,
and then the second episode, which really would be the third episode, if you consider, you know what I mean, the 2-parter, that also had it, but then they did away with it. They just had the theme. But
you want to pay the rights anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
I was just chuckling because I assume that what you're talking about is when Tiger Man gets kicked in the privates.
Yeah.
They cut it out of the show, and it's like, what happened? He just hemorrhages suddenly.
And you know what's really funny is that Tiger Man, they have 2 different Tiger Mans. They have, if you're watching the television series, at that end scene, it's a different actor playing Tiger Man. It's like it switches. It's like, wait a minute, it's not the same guy.
Well, now that I think about it, it wasn't the guy who was in what was the guy's name? The guy who was in Star Crash. Oh man, now he was in The Deep. What was the guy's? Oh man, I hate doing this. I'm not a looking up while the show is on thing, but is it Tessier? What's his name?
You got me.
Robert Tessier. He was in Buck Rogers. If he was Tiger Man, I'm probably thinking of the guy.
Duke Butler was in the movie. He was the initial. He was in the movie that was in the theatrical release. However, what they did was they had H.B. Haggerty play him in the TV series.
All right. It was a. I lost the scent. It was a false scent, Roy. But he was in The Sword and the Sorcerer. We should do that movie sometime.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's a guilty pleasure.
There you go.
With Lee Horsley.
Chris was saying, Lee Horsley. Chris was saying Robert Tessier too. Henry Silva was actually in the movie, but then what they did was he didn't come back. They had whatchamacallit playing him. Barbara Eden. Michael Ansara.
Yeah. Didn't he usually play? He played like in the westerns. He was always playing a Native American, wasn't he?
Yeah. He did that a lot.
I think he's Sicilian or something.
No, he is not. Oh,
you're right. He's Armenian, wasn't it?
Yes,
Armenian.
Yeah. No,
Armenian
he's not
American.
Armenian.
Oh, the
No.
hell with it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Not Armenian. What do you think I meant? What are you gonna do? Believe your ears? Yeah.
You're slipping, Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. And Henry Silva, of course, played Kane, Killer Kane.
Yeah.
Except they didn't
He's
call him
Syrian.
Killer Kane in the movie.
Syrian is what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of
Syrian.
it.
Thank you. Sorry. apologies. Right.
Yeah, none. Yeah,
For
no
mixing
problem.
that up. It's been a while, but I remember he used to play a Native American.
Don is saying, I forgot who sang the theme song. Ooh, I forget too. I remember the lyrics. Far beyond the world I know, far beyond my time. Where am I going? What will I find? Will it be real or just in my mind?
It's a rhetorical question.
Chris said, "Love the beginning of the movie, the beautiful women. It was very James Bond-like." Yeah, and they had Pamela Hemsley as one of them. They had Erin Gray as one of them, and then they had these other women that were wearing glasses that weren't even in the film. They were,
going the Bond route. I was mixing it up because with Ansara, because the guy who played the crying Indian Native American that was so much a part of that Keep America Beautiful campaign was Sicilian.
Okay.
So he wasn't genuinely a Native American. That was conflating the two. So
Gotcha.
that's my excuse.
No worries.
Kip Lennon.
Song. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining us. Michelle Diato is out there joining us from Connecticut.
Michelle.
Welcome. Happy New Year. And
Happy New Year.
Let's see.
Indeed.
Don is saying MeTV just started re-airing Hawaii Five-0. I'll keep an eye out for that episode. Yeah. Big Hawaii Five-0 fan. I prefer the earlier Hawaii Five-0 episodes to the later ones. I think it's definitely in 77, Don. And it's definitely I think what that would be was the 10th season, I think. John's commenting. He's saying Kelly Harmon, Mark Harmon's sister, was in that intro as well. She was an episode of Battlestar Galactica. I did not know Kelly Harmon was in that intro. Thanks for sharing that, John. I did know that Kelly Harmon was in that Galactica episode. In fact, I was just talking about that with Captain Phil yesterday. To me, it's one of the episodes where Battlestar Galactica jumped the shark. Ross, do you remember the Eastern Alliance from Battlestar Galactica? And do you remember Hector and Vector?
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking about them. It was Ray Bolger.
Yeah, and Don and Bobby Van.
Oh, okay.
They were the two, but that's the episode that Kelly Harmon was in, and Randolph Mantooth from, if you remember, Emergency back in the day. He was Johnny Gage. He was one of the paramedics. It was Roy DeSoto and Johnny Gage. He was also in that Battlestar Galactica episode. His character's name was Michael, and Kelly Harmon's character name was Sarah. So, and then they had the children that were with them, and they were in suspended animation. The Galactica intercepts them. Yeah. Hey. I get no respect, Ross.
Well, I used to sing when we had our boy band. We still have stills from that. From our first album.
Oh my God. Chris said footage from that Battlestar Galactica episode was used for the new Chicago scenes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Buck Rogers. He missed his meds. Thanks for having my back there, Jeff. We'll be having you on again for what was the name of your favorite movie, Ross?
Oh, Soylent Green. No, not Soylent Green. Omega Man. Omega Man.
We'll be having you back for Omega Man 2, Jeff.
There you go.
Oh boy, another one of the lost episodes, by the way.
Yeah, it was very therapeutic. Yeah, but I wasn't even on that episode. I just watched it.
Is that why it was therapeutic,
That
Ross?
was why it's there. Anytime I'm not on the show, it's therapeutic.
Oh my
Every time
goodness.
you have a guest, I'm getting better, Roy.
Well, I'm about to bring you down, Ross. What's your favorite Buck Rogers episode?
Oh man, don't do this to me. I know we talked about it a little bit before. I saw the movie and I watched the television series, but and I guess we were what in seventh grade or whatever when the movie came out, right? Is
Yeah.
that true? Was it that long ago? It was like 79 or something.
It came out it came
In
out in
March?
September of '79, so we would have been in the 8th grade.
Eighth grade. Wasn't it in March or something? That wasn't in the second, or was in the first half of the year. Well, it depends. I mean,
No, it came out in September of '79.
the movie, not the TV series.
Oh, the movie came. Oh, yeah, you would have been in. Yeah, it was 7th grade when the movie came out. You're
But the
right.
series started when we were in eighth grade, is when it was.
Correct.
Okay, so we were. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I watched it, and I think I watched it pretty faithfully for the first season, and I watched it sporadically in the second season. But if there was ever anything else going on with a friend or whatever, I would not stay home and watch the show. I think I saw most of them though.
I really liked Buck Rogers. I hate to say this. I preferred the first season to the second season. I didn't like. I mean, I liked the character of Hawk, and I liked the rapport that Hawk had with Buck, but I didn't like the premise that they. I didn't like that they changed the premise of the show where they were going out looking for the lost tribes of Earth. That the war took place, and before the war took place, what they were insinuating is that people left and tried to explore different areas and to try to leave Earth. It just didn't make sense. And I know what they were
crossover in Galactica.
Yeah, and exactly, it was definitely like
through a time door. Yeah,
it was disappointing for me, and I just think that the first, and I know I've seen interviews with Gil Gerard from the past where he's discussing the second series, the second season, and how it's going to be better stories, and he wasn't happy the direction the show was going in at the by the end of the first season. And I guess I would have to agree that some of the stories later on were kind of starting to decline. But I think that they could have fixed it without changing the premise. I think that, I mean, like, I miss Tim O'Connor's character. I just wasn't no offense against I can't think of the actor's name. It was Jay something. I can't think of his last name, but he played Isaac Asimov. I mean, he was playing Admiral Asimov, and he was Jay North. Was it not Jay North? I'm sorry, Jay something. But anyway, and he was an accomplished actor. I mean, he did a lot of stuff and everything. I think he was a theater actor, but it wasn't about his acting. But it was just that it was, I don't know. And at one point they even had and you could even do an all roads leads to Star Trek with this. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Jay Gardner, exactly. They had the actor Paul Carr, who played Lee Kelso in Star Trek in Where No Man Has Gone Before, one of my favorite episodes. He was like the helmsman, and it was just like, okay, it literally, it was like 15 years later since they did the Star Trek pilot, and I don't know, it just didn't work for me. Again, I liked the idea of Hawk. I liked some of the stories. I thought the first episode was really good. And that was like a 2-hour. And they also did the episode where they had it was an earlier episode with Mark Leonard, who played Sarek.
Sarek, right? Yeah.
And Buck is trying to get him to, I think it was called Oasis. That was a decent episode. and that was a two-parter. There were a few in there that were decent, but it's just that it went in a direction that I think it lost the vibe of the show because it was fun. I mean, and he would always talk about, what was it, Dr. Julius at the archives, and he would be talking about this guy that was a 20th century fanatic, and he had like his shop of things that were preserved, and it was Journey to Oasis. Thanks, Chris. Thanks again. And they would do those references, and as the viewers, we would enjoy it because we knew what Buck was talking about, and he was trying to relate these things. And there was the episode where he was trying to. It was intermixed where he had given a plant to Dr. Hewer, and the plant pretty much was dying. So then what happens is he exchanges the plant for another plant, and at the end, Buck says, to him is, in the final scene, he says, I just want to say, that's amazing that you changed the plant from a such and such to a such and such. He said, I've been, dealing with plants, for all my life, and I've never been able to do that. And then he knows what he did, you know what I mean? But it was just like a pleasant exchange. It was like moments like that were lost, and it was unfortunate.
It had touches of comedy. It had because it was like a fish out of water comedy. Like when you wake up in another century and you still have all of your knowledge from the previous era, or as you say, coming in from the other direction, they don't know what to make out of it because they have no knowledge of what went on in the 20th century, the popular culture and that sort of thing,
right?
The social stuff. But yeah, I just thought it was a very 70s show, even at the time. Everybody running around with spandex. It didn't have kind of that time. I mean, Star Trek is a 60s show, but it had kind of a timelessness to it somehow for me, even though it was like cool 60s. It was. It didn't feel dated to me. And Buck Rogers felt dated to me while I was watching it, even as a kid. But the other thing was, I hate to say it. Well, I don't know why I would hate to say it, but I was a big fan of the Buster Crabbe serials. They were still showing those when we were that age.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would watch all the Flash Gordon and the Buck Rogers and what have you. So when they were doing a remake, I thought, oh, this is going to be great. They're going to update it and it's going to have all the modern effects. And because everybody knows George Lucas wanted to make a Flash Gordon movie at a point. Right. And I thought, well, this is their chance now that Star Wars is a big hit. Somebody can go in and with their Buck Rogers pitch, and they can make a good movie out of it. And then it turned out to be kind of like post Galactica, kind of, Glenn A. Larson entertainment.
Right.
So it was entertainment. Like I didn't feel like it was anything. I don't want to offend anybody who loved the show. The show was entertaining, but for me it was not like life. It wasn't must see TV for me. But I did watch most of the episodes. Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I have the DVDs, and I watched it every Thursday night. I think towards the end, I fell off. The one episode I can tell you that I didn't like, which you'll laugh about, is and every show seems to have one like in that realm. But there was an episode. In fact, oh my goodness, I'm getting really bad with names. He played Briscoe on Law and Order. He was and he
was he on it?
Incredible theater actor. I mean, he was a street named after him in Broadway, and I can't think of the actor's name. I was just reading about him yesterday too, and it's terrible. Oh my god!
Yeah, I know what it is.
He was in the movie with Dirty Dancing. He played the father.
Right, of course. Everybody, I'm not dead. It's on the tip of my tongue. This is what happens when we're getting older now.
Yeah, it's terrible, and I know somebody's going to type it in. So please feel free to do it. I'm not going to Google it.
Yeah, maybe they're going to torture us and not type it in. just watch us twist in the wind.
I want to share. Michelle commented. She said, "Luna," and she's referring to Barbara Luna. Luna told me that Corey was supposed to be a regular, but her schedule wouldn't allow for it. And that's this. I did not know that, Michelle. Thanks for sharing that. And it would have been wonderful if she had been on continuously, because I thought that was a bummer that she died, and that was playing Hawk's mate, and that was Corey. Yes, Jerry Orbach. Thanks, Chris.
Jerry Orbach. Thank you.
I couldn't get it. I was thinking it started with the J, but I had nothing.
I saw him live, right? He was in 42nd Street. He's a
Yeah,
song and dance man.
yeah.
And
Oh God, yeah.
he's
He was
always playing a
incredible.
tough guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
in Space Rockers, and I
Mm.
just did not like that episode. I'm sorry.
Mm. Okay.
Hey, I want to say hi to Bill. Bill's joining us. Welcome, Bill. Thanks for being out there. He said, "How much do you think we liked because of the general dearth of sci-fi in the '80s? How much do you think
Yeah,
we liked
I
it?"
think I
Yeah.
think I think we were definitely starved for sci-fi entertainment, even though the options seem to increase after
Yeah.
Star Wars. I think we were all like, yeah, what's on the sci-fi with good effects? Yeah,
Hey, Leslie. Thanks for joining us.
and Wilma Deering. Yeah,
Momentary. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I read that they actually sewed her into that costume.
it doesn't surprise me.
I mean,
Aaron
my God.
Gray, Aaron Gray.
Aaron Gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's this? I can get into the dark side of Buck Rogers. Wasn't there an issue with it that Gil didn't? He felt like he wanted the show, since he was the title character, he wanted the stories to kind of center around his character, so that when they try to do a Wilma Deering story, there was a little bit of conflict.
See, I didn't read
Did you
about
read that?
that.
Yeah.
No.
We want the dirt on Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. No,
All
I didn't come across that. Sorry.
All right.
Now, what I will say about though is he did help. I mean, he did have some leeway in regards to revamping scripts, and he even talked about it in an interview. He was talking about it, that he had some leeway because he really was about character, and he really wanted there to be, story more, about the characters, and it's story driven, character driven. I mean, that was very important to him, and that's what he had said in an interview anyway. So
I always found it entertaining watching shows, weekly shows, where sometimes they would do stories with the side characters, and and looking at it as an adult, it's like, well, obviously the other guy had a vacation in his contract. They didn't want to pay him for a week or something, so they went and wrote a story, and they're going to focus on the co-stars or whatever. But I always found that interesting in shows. So, and ultimately, I think there was a Wilma Deering show at some point, one of the plots. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was going to say, to your point about that, I'll bring up Space 1999. That actually happened where the secondary characters were driving the episode, and it's an episode called The Beta Cloud. For the folks out there that are 1999 fans, Martin Landau and Barbara Bain, I think only an episode would be filmed for about 7 days. I think they were only shooting for maybe 1 day, possibly only maybe 2, if that. Essentially, they were on quote unquote holiday and I think they were in Italy too, because there's a lot of photos taken and talked about that. But to your point, what happened was they were like, the episode was about them being Moonbase Alpha personnel getting sick because of the Beta Cloud. And ironically enough, there's the Star Wars connection. The creature in that episode was played by Dave Prowse, who played,
of course,
the man behind the mask in Star Wars, Darth Vader. So yeah. And another episode I think of in terms of Star Trek that was the Tholian Web. Kirk is lost, and Spock and McCoy and the Enterprise are trying to get him back, and he's basically floating in space. And pretty much the entire episode, Shatner's really not in it. Leslie commented, she said, Jerry Orbach was also in Beauty and the Beast and Law and Order. Yeah, we talked about Law and Order, Leslie. I didn't realize he was in Beauty and the Beast, but I wasn't.
Lumiere. Yeah.
Okay.
The candlestick, the candelabra. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking Beauty and the Beast, the TV series.
The TV show.
Yeah. No. Yeah, on Broadway. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, in the movie, the animated movie. Yeah.
And then she said, did we also talk about Gary Coleman and Dorothy Stratton being in the show? No, we did not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. And of course, Buster Crabbe.
That was the one thing I was going to talk about, was when you were mentioning that he actually came back, and his character's name in that episode was Gordon. And there's a little bantering between Buck's character and Gordon's character, where he's saying that he's, Buck says, or Gordon says, I've been, flying like this, since before you were born. And then Buck turns around and says, oh, you think so? And he goes, young man, I know so, and then he kind of smiles, because it's kind of like, okay, they both played the same role. It's kind of cool.
Right.
Chris said Martin and Barbara visited France. Yeah, it wasn't. I said Italy. Visited France after filming their scenes for the Beta Club. Yeah. But just want to make sure I caught everybody's comments. I didn't miss anybody. I don't think so. Oh, Shari, I missed your comment. Sorry, hon. She said, I never watched Buck Rogers or Battlestar. They were too corny for my age. Now that Roy makes me watch them, they are still corny for my age. Lots of laughs.
Thank you, Sherry. I was like in 7th, 8th grade, and I felt like they were corny. Yeah. See, they were entertainment, but like Buck Rogers, I don't want to trash the show. Some things you're embarrassed when you're sitting in a room watching it with somebody. I was kind of embarrassed sitting by myself watching Buck Rogers.
I could see maybe why you didn't like the second season, but the first, I don't know. But no, hey,
I still watched it, Yeah. But what bothered me about the second, I liked Hawk and everything, but what cracked me up about Hawk is why do they have these hawks and spaceships? That are shaped like hawks. I mean, it's like us going out in space, flying around in ships shaped like men with arms on them and stuff. But hey,
another level
had the Hawkmen and stuff, but they flew around, with their wings and stuff, and in regular spaceships and things.
There you go.
And on those carts.
Jeff Rubel also said that one had some music from Lost in Space. I remember.
Huh.
Let me see. Did I miss anything? I'm sure. Chris said Battlestar was not corny in my book. It was serious science fiction for 1978.
Yeah, I liked Battlestar better than Buck Rogers, but there were times where I don't know. I think when we talked about Battlestar Galactica, and I went back and watched some of the shows. I think I liked them better now than I did when they were first on. I still watched them all the time. I liked them because they were kind of Star Warsy. But I knew they weren't.
And I stand by my words. I did not, and I repeat, did not. I don't even want to talk about it. Galactica 1980.
You're talking about it. You did it again, Roy.
Trash 80.
I can't believe somebody's. Oh, I see. It's just an email. I didn't shut off my phone. Very important stuff here.
Okay.
I think it's my agent.
Is it your agent, Ross?
Yeah, he says, get off that show. And I said, can't. I'm indentured.
You signed a contract for life, Ross.
on human parchment.
We own you.
Every time I try to get out, you draw me back in.
Jeffrey, nobody like G80.
Except Wolfman Jack.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Chris said Galactica 1980 and the remake did not exist in my book. Both were very bad. Yeah. I haven't watched there are folks and here's the whole thing. You know what? There are folks that love the remake, and I've heard wonderful things about the remake. And I watched the first episode and I just couldn't get past it. In fact, Shari and I saw Richard Hatch. He was a Chiller Theater, and I even said that to him that I and he was in it, and what he said to me was, he said, you have to give it a try. He said, really? He said, the writing's really good and everything. And I said, okay. And I never did. And at some point it's on the list of things that I need to watch, and that is one of them. But yeah.
Everybody had such good things to say about it.
Yeah. Randy saying the Battlestar remake was fantastic. Randy said, I feel I need to give it a second shot. Yeah. I didn't. But again, I've heard wonderful things about it. And I guess it depends on who you talk to. And if, here's the thing. And I'm like, I've said this to a lot of people about different things, especially because it came. In fact, I was talking to Captain Phil about this yesterday. Again, I mentioned that. But if you like something, wonderful. It's just that, it's a personal preference. If I, with the new Star Treks, I know they have the new Star Trek series coming out. It's Starfleet Academy. I really don't have any desire to see it. I think that there are going to be people that will love it, and more power to them. And I hope it does well. I'm not against it. It's just that I I prefer the stuff from the past. I am original series 200%. Next Generation, I watched from beginning to end. And then when it comes to these shows after that, I've seen many of them, but I have not seen all of them, and that's the honest truth. It's just that's where I'm at. And the only other thing, I also Picard season 3, I watched from beginning to end. But again, it's whatever you like. I'm not going to say, with Space 1999, it's like year 1, year 2 debate, and Warren and I are going to be starting up with year 2, and there's so many year 2 haters, and it's you know what, if you don't like it, that's fine, but it's like, in my opinion, is if for the folks that do like it, it's like, it's okay that they like it, and the same thing for year 1. If you like year 1, it's fine. If you don't, but anyway, that's just
that applies to everything except Star
Wars.
Yeah,
and Ross would say I'm being diplomatic about it, and I know,
except Star Wars, you can't like anything I don't like.
Star Wars. I mean, again, I fell asleep during episode 1 of Star Wars. I saw it. I mean,
let's not digress about it.
Yeah, well, we already did, but I saw that with Glenn, and I almost fell asleep. And Shari's stepdad, and it's just it was it's what anyway.
I had such a sinking feeling after the opening crawl.
Yeah, Bill. The only Star Trek I was sorry I watched was Section 31. Bill, I got into 12 minutes of Section 31 and I was done. And I love Michelle Yeoh. I think she's great. I think she's a fantastic actress. I like her a lot. I couldn't watch it. I was done. It's like, oh my God. And it just, yeah. And again, for those that like it, wonderful, but it's not mine. What is Leslie saying? So you all have to like Gorka now. Click. Yes, the original series rocks. I agree, Dennis. Absolutely. Leslie said there was a lot more levity in Buck Rogers than Galactica. The remake of Galactica was way more serious than the original. Okay. Yeah. Chris said Gil Gerard almost got the lead in Blue Thunder television series in 1984. Oh, wow. I did not know that either. Let's see. Jeff said New Galactica was way too serious. No one was really heroic in any way. We had to watch Adama complain, get drunk, and throw up. Okay. There we go. So with that said, what were we talking about, Ross? We were talking about Buck Rogers.
Gil Gerard and Buck Rogers. Now, when I was in 7th grade, do you remember those Scholastic book sales or whatever they were, where you put
weekly readers?
No, you put money in an envelope and you turn it in, and then like weeks later you get your order, and it's always Encyclopedia Brown or Mad Libs or whatever. But I got the Philip Nolan, Francis Nolan. That's it. The original Buck Rogers novel, the novella, the Armageddon AD 2419 or what have you. And I've had that thing for, I don't know, over 40 years. And I still haven't read it.
You still haven't read it?
Yeah, it's probably like 45 years I've had it. I still haven't read it, but I'll read it one of these days. It's got the original Buck Rogers story in it that became, the comic strip and then the serial. And Flash Gordon was created to capitalize on the popularity of Buck Rogers. Not the serial, but the comic strip. Okay. Because it was the book first, then the comic strip, and then the Flash Gordon comic strip came out, and then the Flash Gordon serial, and then the Buck Rogers serial, which like those Roger Corman movies wound up using a lot of the same props and sets that were used in Flash Gordon. So it's like, which one am I watching? Is it Flash Gordon? Is it Buck Rogers? Yeah.
It's one of them.
I haven't watched the Buck Rogers in many years, but the Flash Gordon serials still hold up as entertainment. I watched them just not too long ago, year or two ago, and I was cracking up. You're fun.
Leslie said the Scholastic Book Fair is where I got the Empire Strikes Back novel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Don said Dynamite
magazine. That's right.
Yeah. There's a Dynamite one with us that I remember with Space 1999. Martin Landau and Barbara Bain are on the cover.
Oh, were they? Yeah. I know they
it's
always had like Fonzie or Mork on the
yeah.
cover.
Oh my God, yeah. Speaking of which, Henry Winkler just turned 80? Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
crazy. Who
Oh,
did I see
what?
just turned 80 that like totally blew my mind? Oh man, I just saw it today or yesterday too. It was just like, what?
What?
How?
How?
Yeah, it really was a what? How? I didn't even know he was. Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, with Henry Winkler, it just it
The Fonz
yeah,
is 80. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, 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 crazy.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, but I overall pleasant memories of Buck Rogers. I enjoyed it. I was disappointed when it was abruptly canceled. I mean, they didn't even I mean, it went a full season for the first season, but then the second season I think was only like maybe 13 episodes, 14, 15 episodes. It was cut like
Mm.
I think maybe in the mid-season because it
Right,
wasn't doing
right.
so
And
well.
was there something where it wasn't on every week too? It was like you just put it on whenever they felt like it. I can't remember because that happens sometimes with those shows when it got to a second season or a later season where it was just
Yeah.
very, very erratic that it would be on. But I shouldn't just say that because I don't remember if that's the case or not. Somebody mentioned Henry Silva in the comments, and of course Henry Silva always played the villain in
Wasn't he in the Manchurian Candidate?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
and it's amazing. See, when I saw that for the first time, I thought, man, Henry Silva is not aged. He looks exactly the same for decades.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
he's in one
And
of
I
the
think he
Chuck
was like
Norris movies. And,
he
yeah.
has passed away, but I think he was in his 90s when he did, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Yeah, he was always a bad character in the movies,
Yeah.
but it was always fun to see him for some reason. And it was confusing because you had Henry Silva and then you had Felix Silla, who played Tweaky.
Right.
Yeah. We didn't even mention Mel Blanc.
No, and Mel Blanc did the voice of Tweaky for the entire first season, and then they replaced him with another voice actor,
How can
and
you
it was
do
like,
that?
oh, it was no offense, but it was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And then what they did was they brought him back then, which was at least, it was like in the middle of the season. I was like, okay, thank goodness. And this is in the second season.
But that was another eye roller, the whole Tweaky thing. Who's not in? Yeah, go ahead.
Did you like Tweaky? See, I like Tweaky.
Though he wasn't in the original serials, that's for sure.
No, well, no.
I mean, he's like this little phallic robot that goes around making making goofy side jokes that have nothing to do with the 25th century. They're all like in jokes for people in the 70s.
I did like him though. I thought he was okay.
Yeah, I guess he learned all his body humor from all his double entendres from Buck.
Well, and what was fun about Tweaky though was he was like an extension. I mean, when they would do the references, we were connecting with that, but it was like Tweaky was all 25th century, but he was becoming more. He was like an extension of Buck in that sense.
Talk like a Looney Tune character.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I liked them. I will defend Tweaky.
Well, he was fun to make fun of. Yeah, and that cute robot music that they were do. It's like, oh man, it's so inane.
Yeah,
I'll never forget it.
And you expressed it so well, Ross.
And what about Wilfred Hyde White? Wasn't he in the series?
He was. Now he was Dr. Goodfellow in the second series, and I mean he was an accomplished actor too.
Yeah, he was around forever. Whenever I see him in My Fair Lady, I think of Buck Rogers. He's probably spinning in his grave because he's the guy that Rex Harrison makes the bet with about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about Audrey Hepburn. Whether he can, get rid of her Cockney accent and make her into a lady. Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. And you know who else is in that movie? And I've got to go back and watch it now. Jeremy Brett, the guy who played Sherlock Holmes on PBS. Yeah. He plays her suitor, I think, in My Fair Lady. And I've yet to go back and watch it since I found that out.
Wow.
So watch it for Wilfred Hyde White and Jeremy Brett.
And how long ago did that come out?
60s.
Okay, because I was going to say, so he pretty much looked the same then.
Yeah, he did actually. Pretty much. Yeah, I guess it's not that much time, is it?
It
From that
really
to
is,
just like 15 years or something.
which is nothing.
Which is nothing. Which is nothing when you're Wilfred Hyde White and you're already 100. Yeah.
But he was actually in a Mission Impossible episode with Barbara Bain and when she was in it. So that would have been between 66 and 69, I guess. But yeah. And he was playing, he was playing like kind of a it was not a he wasn't good, but he wasn't bad, but he was like this older guy. And then here that was like, 13 years before Buck Rogers. But yeah. Anyway. I digress. Yeah.
It's all related.
It is.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Some of the comments coming through. Chris said Wilfred Hyde White was also in the original Battlestar Galactica 3-hour pilot. Yes, he was one of the Quorum of the 12. Or actually he was not in the original Quorum of 12. He was in the he was one of the ones that was after they went back to their ships. It was when they reconvened. He was part of the council. Let's see here. I agree, Graham. I just watched the entire series a couple of weeks ago. I do that about 6 or 7 times a year.
Which series?
Which series? Let us know, John.
Well, like who's Graham? I mean, which comment did Graham make? Is it Battlestar Galactica or Buck Rogers? Or something else?
Yeah, I'm not saying it. There is Graham. Graham, I'm sorry, I missed your comment. He said, "Thanks for doing this tribute. This was a show I still watch and dearly love." No, thank you, Graham. We appreciate that. Yeah, and we wanted to cover this, and it's just that we would have done this a little sooner. Unfortunately, we didn't. Chris wrote, the late Douglas Rain, who voiced HAL 9000 in 2001 and 2010, almost voiced Dr. Theopolis.
Well, that would have made sense. I thought that it was just kind of a knockoff, but that would have been something if they would have gotten Douglas Rain. Talk about typecast, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bill is saying Wilfred Hyde White did the Doolittle procedure to Tweaky. That's why his voice really changed. Okay.
There you go.
Oh boy,
you got to keep the continuity.
Yep, you have to.
But just not with Tiger Man.
Tiger Man.
Screw the continuity.
Interesting enough, too. In the movie, if you watch the movie credits, the theatrical release, Gil Gerard is top billing, and then Pamela Hemsley actually has second billing, and then it's Erin Gray. So I thought that was interesting. But
okay.
Yeah,
I should at least go back and watch the movie at some point.
No, definitely check it out. I mean,
yeah.
Anyway, I think I mean, a lot of obviously we're concentrating more on Buck Rogers because really, this is what really brought everything to attention. Now, did you ever have the opportunity to meet Gil Gerard?
No, but you did, I'm sure.
I did once, and he was at the convention, and very nice. And somewhere I do have his autograph. And I even can picture the photo. It's actually the image that's on that Starlog cover. What is it? Starlog issue 39, I think, is the one that he's on the cover of, if I'm not mistaken. But there's also another one where they're talking about the theatrical movie and not just the TV series, and that was Starlog issue number 21. And we always like to give Starlog a mention on the show because back in the day, make it bigger so everybody can see it.
Yeah. Did he teach you the disco dance?
No, because I can't dance anyway. But cover of Starlog 21. And what is great about this issue is it also has the Lost in Space episode guide from the 1965-68 series. And it's in there as well too. So
I have to say the stills do take me back though. Yeah, they're comforting to see those.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
Fill me with nostalgia.
Yeah. And there's definitely a lot of it. But I'm looking forward to watching, revisiting Battlestar Galactica in the near future. I know Sherry's probably like, what? Uh, John is saying Buck, and he also said, well, actually, both Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers as far as what he was watching. I also just watched the MASH episode that Tim O'Connor was in. Love him as Dr. Who. Yeah, he was great.
He was in a ton of soaps like that. Yeah.
Gray was pure 80s sci-fi elegance. And let me see here. Jeff Ripple said, one thing I'm familiar with is that his birthday is the same day as mine. Whose birthday, Jeff? Please let us know. And both Gil and Aaron, we're going to play Buck's parents and James Cawley's reboot of Buck Rogers. Sadly, the production fell apart. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think that was in 2009. That would have been pretty awesome. And Dennis said, I met Aaron, Felix, and Gil, had a great chat with all three of them. Yeah, that's one thing I would love for folks to share. If you have any comments about meeting Gil Gerard, and please share in the comments section, and obviously anyone else from the show too. Randy said Aaron Gray had a presence that stopped the Chanel surfing.
Chanel surfing, yeah.
Jeff Ribble said he met Gerard. Yeah, Gil Gerard. I'm trying to remember. I've met Aaron Gray. The actor that played Hawk, sadly, Tom Christopher, he passed, I believe it was last year. So sadly, he's no longer with us. He was a soap opera actor. He did a lot of, I forget the soap that he was on, but yeah.
Did he play as Hawk?
No, he didn't play as Hawk.
Did he get to keep the costume? That would have been pretty good.
Yeah, that would have been. I'm going to share some other things, but I'm not going to concentrate on them too long. But just as a throwback, some of the other things that Gil did. He did a television movie called Hear No Evil. It was in 1982. And also there was a television series called Sidekicks, if folks remember that. That was from 1986. And also, if you remember the television series Earth Force from 1990.
I do not.
And then Code 3, which I immediately, that was from 92 to 94. I always think of, you remember Rescue 911? It was, I believe it was similar but different to that.
Okay.
He did that. And then it's, as Chris was mentioning too, he did there was a Star Trek series that he did up in Ticonderoga when Phase 2 was done by James, and that was Katoomba, and he played an admiral, and that was back in 2013. In fact, Michelle's commenting, because Michelle volunteers up there too. She said the second time I met Gil, he remembered me. He said, "Hi, Michelle," with LA. I said, "Hi, Gil," with one. Cute.
Yeah.
But let's see. And then Michelle said, Aaron Gray and I had a great conversation. We were two moms talking about their kids. Loved her. Oh. Yeah, Aaron Gray, Silver Spoons. Remember that show? What was that, Ricky Schroeder?
I think so, now that you mention it.
And then the last thing he did was his final film role, which was in 2019, was Space Captain and Callista. So I definitely want to check that out. Came across that. So, but yeah. But anyway, it's very sad that he's no longer with us. And like I said, I had wanted to have him on the show. So I got to tighten things up in regards to folks for this year, Ross. So we definitely want to have more people on and not let the time go. But my defense will be last year I got derailed too with everything with all the medical things that were going on in the family with everyone. So
understandable.
Yeah. Graham said Gil, I don't think was never happy with the way the character was written. I think Erin was glad when the series finished as she had a very young child at the time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. And then I believe there's stuff online too that you can reference. There's different interviews too that you can check out. But yeah. So, folks, if you have any last minute comments you want to post, please do so. We're going to start to wind down. Oh, Michelle's commenting. She said, Tom Christopher was the best. I was friends with him on Facebook and he recognized me. He hugged me tightly. I missed the words of wisdom in his friendship. That's right. I forgot that he was on Facebook, Michelle. Wow. Oh, yeah. So many people. Yep. I agree, Chris. So, anyway, I'm going to go to the shout out portion. One thing I want to say before I do, though, is it was just my parents' 61st wedding anniversary, and it was on the 9th. It was this past Friday. So, love to mom and dad. Happy anniversary. And there they are in 1965. But anyway, just wanted to get that in. Oh, thanks, John. Much appreciated. And yes, totally agree, Michelle. Alrighty, so going to the shout outs, I'm going to go through these relatively quickly tonight. And I want to give a shout out to our friends Mike and Mary Beth for Sci-Fi Distilled. They are on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they're not sure what they're going to be doing this Wednesday. So check them out on Facebook. I'm sure they'll be posting probably on Monday, if not by Tuesday. And again, that's Mike and Mary Beth, Sci-Fi Distilled, 7 p.m. Wednesday night. And this Wednesday will be January 14th. So check them out. And also want to give a shout out to Countrygate Playhouse, my friend Bill Scrotto of the Countrygate Theater. And Countrygate is back for 2026. And the next show is going to be, if you're in the Belvedere area of New Jersey, The Miracle Worker by William Gibson. The dates for the production is going to be April 18th and 19th and April 25th and 26th, 2 weekends. It's not on their website yet, but it will be shortly, so you can definitely check it out. Countrygate's website is www.countrygate.org. And again, in regards to Bill Scarato, he also has a website in which he posts things that are going on, which is www.billscarato.com. So check Countrygate out, please. Also, just a shout out in regards to the upcoming Space 1999 convention, which will be in September. Manchester 1999. I had Warren on just a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about it. You can get information about the convention at www.space199950years.com. And the dates are September 11th, 12th, and 13th. And guests that are confirmed right now are Nick Tate, Anton Phillips, Suzanne Heimer, and Carolyn Seymour. And then also, I was talking about Captain Phil earlier, Captain Phil's Planet, WUSB 90.1 FM, Stony Brook, New York. The captain's schedule is on Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. and then on Fridays from 9 to 11:30 p.m. And again, a big shout out to Captain Phil because, like I said, he rescued some of the lost episodes. And again, those are interviews that I will be posting onto the show's page. I'm going to put them on Facebook for a little bit, but they will be on YouTube, so you can go back. And especially, it's really relevant too because this is the 60th anniversary, the 60th year of Star Trek. It's a big year for classic Star Trek, and I should just say Star Trek, not classic Star Trek, but for Star Trek, because it premiered on September 8th in the U.S. in 1966. And there's a lot of really cool things that are going to be coming up, especially up in Ticonderoga. I'm not going to be going into all that tonight, but stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of great stuff coming up. So I do want to get those interviews out, the audio interviews that have been saved. And again, Ralph Sinensky, Michael Forrest, Michael Dante, Carl Held. I will be posting those. So stay tuned on that. And then also one thing is I do have an interview that has not been posted with a Star Trek actress that I did actually a couple of years ago, and we'll be sharing that shortly and talking more about that another time. Also, I want to give a shout out to my son Ryan for Run by Ryan, Empower Your Run. He is an online coaching service provider. There is no fee associated with checking out his website. His website is www.runbyryan.com. If you do want to subscribe, you can do so, but there are different, again, subscribing to the website is free. But if you decide you want to be coached by him, then there's different tiers and different levels for that. So definitely check that out. He's very passionate about his running. And Ross, if you can let everybody know what you've got going on.
I don't know what I have going on. It's Sunday night, so the weekend's over. These are my 3 radio shows that air on KWAX. And those are the times, the Eastern times, even though KWAX is on the West Coast. If you follow me on my Facebook page, I write about these things on the day that they air. I'll tease them. And I have a website that I haven't really formally announced. It's like a soft opening for the website. It's rossamico.com, where I write about music or movies or books or whatever I'm interested in writing about. You're welcome to check that out also, even though it's not quite finished. You can still get on there and see things, but there'll be some tweaking. There'll be some tweaking.
I caught that.
Twinkies. But anyway, that's all I've got to say, really. If you haven't followed my Facebook page and you're interested, feel free to do so. And again, visit the website if you want. Classic Ross. Oh, no, the website's rossamico.com. Classic Ross Amico is the Facebook page.
Great. Thanks, Ross. And then,
thanks for this moment of exposure, Roy.
No, of course, every time, anytime. In fact, your URL that the folks can watch the show at is kwax.uoregon.edu.
So well, listen to the show. Yeah, there's no video. It's just audio. Yeah, it's radio.
Yeah.
So. I have a good face for radio.
I was trying to give you a little bit more, Ross.
Thanks,
with me.
Roy.
Work with me.
You should push that. You can write them a letter. Contact them.
The next level. And with that said, Ross and I will be back this Friday, which is going to be January 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as far as what we will be discussing, stay tuned because Ross and I will be ironing it out, which I'm sure will be a lot of fun. Ross will be talking about doing the demons from hell. And we'll probably get blooped out for that. But
Hell's Angels on Wheels.
Yeah, something like that. But no. In all seriousness, I'll probably announce it by Tuesday as well. So stay tuned, and we'll let everybody know. But thank you. But let me just clear that out. No, I think it was. I'm glad we were able to do this tribute, and it again, Gil Gerard did a lot of different stuff, and obviously he'll always be remembered for Buck Rogers. But yeah, it's just definitely part of our history, sci-fi history, and part of the entertainment that we grew up with. So it holds a special place.
Well, thanks for all your hard work and pulling those slides together.
Oh, thanks, Ross. No worries.
And the video,
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, we always thank you for being on with me as you always are, and and
on a Sunday night.
On a Sunday night, yeah, exactly.
A day of rest. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, folks. Thank you for everyone that's out there that's joining us, whether you're joining us live, which is very much appreciated. And if you're catching us on the rewind, very much appreciated as well. We really are happy that you're out there. We are going to be coming up with the sixth year anniversary show. We're going to be celebrating April 3rd is when the show is officially 6 years old. So it's going to be creeping up. Maybe we'll you know what we can do, Ross? We can do like 14 episodes between now and then, so we can hit 300 for the April 3rd week. What do you think? Are you motivated, Ross?
It's like that first October. Remember we went crazy on that first Halloween month, and we had to do 100 Halloween movies, but we don't have time to watch them.
We're running on adrenaline, Ross. We got this. We can. Well, you know what? I'll have to broadcast from the gym. There we go.
There you go.
we gotta get the mojo back.
Yeah.
I'll
broadcast from physical therapy.
Yeah, like when we broadcasted and I was in the drive-through. Another lost episode, silent running. Oh, it's painful.
That was running, right?
Yeah, it was. Bruce Stern. And I have to say, I just saw a picture of Bruce Stern. He was at the Hollywood show. That was this past week. It was this weekend. So anyway, if you were out in LA area, all the famous actors, and Michelle was mentioning Luna. She's instrumental with having stars out there. Luna is going to be in Ticonderoga, so just everybody knows too. And Barbara Luna, she's going to be there in June. So again, I'll be talking more about that. That's going to be coming up. But anyway, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Have a safe week. Live long and prosper. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.